Hey, Daryl. Hey, Frank, how's it going? Daryl says he's first, second, and third. Yep. East Coast. How's it going? Jody's here. Daryl's here. I hope everybody's doing okay. I went out and flew a drone this afternoon, flew a ship, and my controller, for some reason, reset itself. So it at first it was in FPV mode, which I had to go and change that. And then another setting, it restricted lateral flight. So in other words, like when I go down a ship, I have to turn and go sideways. It wouldn't do that, and it wouldn't go forward either. So I corrected it after I got back. That's why if you watch the video, it's very short and it's not very inclusive, but it is what happened today. Um, I have another control that I have with the other Air 2S. So what did I do? Something stupid. I went online and ordered another controller. So hey Dominic, how's it going?
All right, yourself. How is everybody?
Good.
Just checking in. See what's happening in the chat.
Um, let me
Dusty, Daryl, Brenda, Sunstar, Brent Rizzo, Jody. Hello, everybody.
here's what I did. It's kind of something stupid today.
Oh no. What are you doing?
You can't see it. I'm going to share it.
Okay.
Well, I thought the price was really good,
Yeah, price is good.
and for the Mini 3, the Mini 3 Pro, the Mavic 3,
Hmm. That's all right then.
yeah, I just it was kind of a silly move. What happened was is it was down to like 2 or 3 minutes of bidding, and it was at like 107. There was 25 people watching it, and so I bid 120 and I got it. So
Yeah, that's all right then. Hmm. Well,
yeah, so it is what it is.
yep, it is again.
Yep.
So we will see what happens.
So what did
Another
you
day.
do? How did you
I've just
spend it?
woken up basically.
Yeah. Joe,
Woke up.
Joe, you did you hear about his car almost being flooded?
No, I haven't.
He went out late last night and the car after it stopped raining, he went out and his car was fine. And he went out there this morning and the water was up right to the bottom of the door sills.
Oh shit.
And so he was gonna maybe change the oil in it just to make sure, but I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay. Daryl said he
Okay,
stopped and talked to a guy who was flying a big drone this afternoon.
big. Okay, I'll go and have a look.
Oh, he was doing photosynthesis on corn.
Oh, nice.
So he must have been doing a cornfield.
Yeah, interesting. Here's Joe. How's the car going?
Hey, Joe, how's it going?
All works.
All good, huh?
As good as it's gonna be. No, go. That's it. I just gave you that food. Go. As soon as I get online, I think to get some food.
But there was no damage,
did.
right?
You could say it was. They had a little water damage. Like I said, I'm lucky enough, blessed enough that the stop. Let me give him something to shut him up. I don't know what's going on with Loki. Loki got on the sofa and he won't get off. You need to get off. I think he hurt his leg or something and he don't want to jump.
Hmm.
Oh, you didn't build little steps up to the couch?
I got steps over there for her, but I don't have steps for him because he jumps. Come on, jump. Come on.
You might have
Come
to take it to him.
No, I've been taking it to him. I'm trying to get him to come to me. Come on, here. Hurry up, jump. I mean, he gets to the edge and he won't come up of it.
Well,
Gotta be something.
He's got something wrong. He's sore.
She was like, "What's fat?"
Hey, Sunstar, how you doing? Brenda is in the house.
So she goes, "Mom, do other people watch this? Maybe they're not just for you." She was like, "What's fetch? Why does everyone think?"
So, Dom, what time is it there? 7 o'clock?
Yeah, 7:05, basically. Yeah.
Come on, walk. Walk, come on. Come on. Walk. Come on. Come on, come on. When you want it, come on. Come on. I put the stairs there and he's gonna jump up the thing. Right. Come on, walk. Loki, what's going on? Get off the sofa. It's hurt you. Hurt. Yeah, I gotta go. I'll be right back. Gotta get him off the sofa.
So what do you got to do? Reteach him how to use the stairs, or?
No, I think maybe he hurt something. Maybe he hurt his back.
That's not good.
Well, I heard him yipe a little while ago.
He what?
Hmm.
He yiped. I'm thinking he might have twisted something.
Hmm.
Because you can see where he's always jumping up and down. I went over there, climbed on my lap, and I put him on the ground. So go lay down. He's walking fine. Maybe he just don't want to make a jump because he thinks it's going to hurt him.
Hmm.
That could be. He doesn't want to strain his
So
ankle. Or
he's-
something.
No.
He's
So,
walking. He's walking okay.
well, he's walking like nothing's wrong with him, like he used me just now. You know?
Well, it could be.
Just like my granddaughter.
Could be an upper muscle.
Yeah,
I said,
Justin.
no, go. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Justin.
Yeah, so about 12:30 last night, I heard a lot of ruckus outside. And it was people going in and out. So I said, I got to go look. And that's when I found that the water where my car was up over the molding on the door. I didn't realize
the-
it was over the molding on the door. I thought it was right at the edge.
Okay.
So your car got
So,
ruined?
No, it's fine. But
Yeah.
what happened was, you see, the way my car is set, you got the crack here where the door meets, then you got the molding up here. But when you open the door, the inside goes up to where the top of the molding's at. So it's got a raised area about that big.
Okay.
So what happened was the water got up there, and it was even with the molding, and I couldn't tell. 12:30 night, I wasn't getting. I walked out of there in the rain and everything, water up to my knees. Got out there, took a picture of it, and said, "Hell with it, I'll look at it in the morning." Went out there this morning, opened it up, and my front carpet had a little bit of moisture on it, and a little pooling on one side. So I brought a towel with me and I wiped it all up. And the other side didn't have hardly anything on it. And the back just had like moisture from being inside the car. So I wiped them all down and I went and checked the oil, and the oil level never changed. It was still quite low like I knew it was. So I said, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, so you're lucky. You just barely missed it, huh?
You froze, Joe.
Ones here, ready? These are gonna get really tricky. Ready?
Okay.
Name a U.S.
How's
His
it?
internet just froze, Justin.
Yeah. He's lucky. You just barely missed the water. The water just barely.
Are you
water.
back now,
Up.
Joe?
Yeah, you froze up for a sec.
You froze up for about 5-10 seconds.
Well, I have no idea. It says my internet is unstable. We lost it earlier today. Is it better?
Yep.
Yeah, you're back now.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
basically, what wound up happening was I was probably about 2 inches from losing the car.
York.
So I was about to say, yeah, you were right there. You're lucky.
Yeah, blessed. That's the word.
When you went out there, Joe, was there any other cars that were flooded?
About 15 cars. And the worst part about it, everybody that parks on the side that don't flood was the ones that were getting flooded.
Really?
Yeah, that area flooded now. It was a 5.0 Mustang where I used to park on the corner. It was over the dash. The guy that lives next door to me has got a little Miata. He was at work, so he was saved. He didn't even come home this morning. He stayed at work because he gets off at 3 a.m. And if he would have been off today, he would have lost it because that's been a dry area. His little Miata's never got water.
Well, if it dries out a little bit, you could you get an extension cord with a hairdryer and go out there and dry the carpet up.
Well, I went to the car wash down the street. They got a shop vac,
Yeah.
and I did three runs of the shop vac, the 75 cents 3 times, and sucked all. I put it like this. It's dry enough that I've got newspaper laying in there, and the newspaper's not even getting a lot of moisture.
Oh, cool.
So I've got my windows have a lip on it, like you know how they get the little sunshades on the windows.
Yeah.
I got an old woman's car that had sunshades. So I used to say I hated them, and I like them. I actually like them because you can crack your window and nobody knows it's cracked.
Right.
So I've got about a 1/2-inch crack at both of the windows, and I'm not even getting any kind of moisture on the inside, any kind of fogging up or anything.
Oh, good.
I'll go out there tonight and roll them back up, and then tomorrow do it again. But I went to
nothing crazy happened.
well, they had a lot of crazy happen. Mandeville Lakefront's underwater. Madisonville didn't get as much water.
No, I'm just talking about like with you personally.
Well, no, downstairs they got 1.5 feet of water.
Joe's on the
Yeah, I
second.
didn't even. Yeah, I'm on the second floor. I didn't even know the front neighbors. I saw one girl when she moved in, and I knew there was another girl there, but I never saw. I saw her today. Lord, I need to go down there and ask them if they need help. This girl, she's got to be about 24 years old. God, darn, is she hot? I never even saw her before the other day. I was out working on the car and they come up talking to me. Because they had last night they went somewhere else, just in case, and came back today and found they had 1.5 feet of water in their apartment. They only been here 3 weeks.
Wow.
Okay.
The girl across from her that works at the hospital is on. No, wait, they've been downstairs a month. She's only been here 3 weeks, and she's had 1.5 feet of water. And they were coming around. They came around this evening and said, "We got to take a picture of the damage." Like they don't care, you know.
I went into the sheriff's department to get my fingerprints done for that job, and I got eye raped by a group of female inmates. I had to
Really?
walk through the middle of you.
Well, yeah, you know what that means, huh?
There were a bunch of trustees, so they were working on the sheriff's department on all the landscaping outside.
Mm-hmm.
There's
to
one or
walk
two
the
things
middle
with a
of-
female inmate. Female inmate don't care about you, or they're really lonely.
Yeah, you would have thought they hadn't seen a guy in like 10 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably.
They might not have.
Yeah.
Sky Sports.
Any of them good looking, Justin?
And for prisoners, there was a couple of them. Weren't bad looking.
No comment.
Sky Sports.
Don't comment.
Where's that? I
So
got
he was
disclaimers up.
looking, Joe. He was looking.
Oh, Sarah, don't hear that.
Yeah, don't comment.
You can be sitting in here slap.
Yeah, I had to go do that and get that done this morning.
Oh Lord, help me! You did not.
Yeah. He bought something.
That's the wrong one.
Well, it says it's for the Air 2S and Mini 3 and the 3 Pro and
That's
the
the
Mavic.
same controller
That's
you
the
already
one you
have.
have.
That's the one you've already got.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
We told you that. We told you it's got to have the antennas, and it's got to be for the Mini 4 and the Air 3.
But why are you ordering a new
Yeah,
one?
but the smart controller's got antennas as well.
Yeah.
Even the newer one looks identical to that. So if you don't like the one you have, you're not going to like the other one.
Well, the thing
Now-
of it is I went out and flew a ship this morning. Okay.
Jim.
And it all of a sudden the controller keeps just resetting itself. I took off and it was in FPV mode, and it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be in follow me mode. So then I get out by the ship, and all of a sudden it's in another mode that turns off sideways flight. So how the hell are you going to go around something if it won't sideways flight?
Yeah, there's a switch in
Because
the
that's that old
The
control.
settings.
Well, not to mention you're using a controller that's like 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
Plus the chipset that was in it was 2 or 3 years old before they even started selling the damn thing.
Right.
It's really
Yeah,
old.
well, that one that he's just bought's going to be exactly the same.
Yep.
And
But like I said,
probably
if he doesn't like that,
actually
the one
more
that-
expensive than the RC2 as well.
but not only that, if he doesn't like the one he has already, he's not going to like that newer one because it's the same size screen and everything.
Well, what I didn't like about it, it's not as bright a screen.
700 instead of 1,000 nits.
Yep.
Yep. Jody.
Jim. Jody's
Now
gonna
you're gonna
love
love this one.
Exactly, Daryl.
You're gonna love this one, Dominic. I went out to Mandeville Lakefront, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they it's still flooded out there.
Did you get any video?
And yeah, I put it up already.
I was gonna say, get it
But
up as soon as possible if you want to get the most views out of it.
Yeah, it's up there. I put it up today, 2 o'clock. But I got 14 views in the first hour, so that was a start, you know. And I got all the tags on there, hurricane damage, Francine, and all of that on it. So they might search Hurricane Francine, it might jump up.
Mm.
But what happened was, I get there and I could have got all the way up to where Don's this little place is, but I stayed about a block away. I figured, well, I got the Mavic 3, it's no big deal. Plus, if I go down Don's, there's water there, and I'm dealing with water around me too. So they had these 4 girls walking back, and they come up to me because I'm putting the drone on the ground, and they say, "That's a drone. That's cool." And I'm looking at them. They're not from high school. They must have been like from Southeastern college girls.
Good.
And one of them, all of them got bikini tops on. One of them got a shirt and she's soaking wet. I said, "What happened to you?" Like that. And she says, "Oh, I stepped in a hole or something out there and wound up falling underneath the water." Like that. That's how deep it was, right? I said, "Yeah, that's nasty water. You need to go take a bath." You know, I said, "Cause that's terrible stuff to be in." And we got to talking about the water and how the alligator brushed me out there. And they stood there while I flew the drone, right? But what I was getting at, I asked them, I said, "How's the winds out there?" Because you can see things moving. And they said it was pretty windy. My app was saying it was 27 miles an hour, but at 100 feet, it was 52 miles an hour. So I got the drone out there, and I was flying at 100 feet the whole time with that Mavic 3. And every once in a while, I get a high wind warning, but it handled it perfect. So if it was 52 miles an hour, that Mavic 3 did a good job.
I always have my UAV forecast set for 100 feet.
Well, that's what I do.
I can't really see the use of knowing what the wind speed is at ground level.
Yeah, those seawalls didn't do shit to help them, did it?
No,
Right
it didn't.
over those.
Yep. And then I get home and I look at the control and it says I got an update for the Mavic 3 while I'm in the air.
Although some of those houses are lucky because there are a few that are on stilts that are fine.
Yeah, most of them are.
And then some of them I've noticed that are on stilts. If you look at the video, there's a couple of them that where they've almost like raised the ground under their house and they didn't even there's not even any water on their ground. It's all dry under their house. Like there's no water there. It's like they raised it up enough to where the water didn't get crust up over their little piece of property.
Don't make sense.
Yeah, if you're building one, you build it to whatever the highest flood king tide you've had.
Yeah, whatever the highest one they've ever recorded. That way, you know.
Yeah, and then you would build it above that. That's what I'd be doing. Yes. I think Sunstar's been bitten by the drone bug because she's talking about getting a beginner drone. I said the old Mavic Mini. You can find them secondhand.
Yeah.
Don't buy a cheap drone. Just get if you
Don't
want
buy,
to get started.
don't buy the $30 one from Temu. Get yourself a Mavic Mini if you can find it.
Get yourself a DJI.
Yeah. Mavic Mini,
Mini
2, Mini 2 SE.
Just the or Potensic because they won't do
the
what.
Potenzic's not bad. Yeah, the Potenzic's a good start.
Yeah, but Potensics, I've had a couple of those and they get bad prop wash when you're coming down too fast.
Yeah.
And they won't stop. I had both of the Potensics I had. If you came down too fast, it couldn't stop. It would just keep going until it hit the ground. Like you tried to pull back up on it to get bring it back up.
That's the really old ones. But so the trouble is the Potensic now, the price of the new ones are almost near the mini
price,
yeah.
Might as well just get a mini. Yeah.
Mini 4K if you want, but it depends on how much you want to spend, Brenda.
Well, the Mini 4K is not expensive. It's only about $200, isn't it? Oh,
maybe a little more than that.
Less than 3 anyway, about 250, isn't it?
Yeah. Something like that.
And a
And
second hand original Mini is going to cost you about 150.
Mm,
I went over to Madisonville and flew that. I'm gonna put that out in the morning. And it
mm,
wasn't really that bad over there. There was water in the street, but when Ida hit about 4 years ago, 3 years ago, that area that had about a foot of water had 4 feet of water.
mm.
So it didn't have as much this time. And I'm flying it, and I'm out in the middle of the river at about 40 feet, and I'm trying to just do pans of anything like showing the rivers really high and everything. And all of a sudden, I get slapped in the face with this mist. They had a squall come through, and you can see it in the film. It's just nothing but mist. So I'm way down the river. I got to bring it all the way back in the rain. And I don't like to fly in the rain. I flew in the rain this time.
And Brenda, to be honest with you, the good camera drones like the DJIs and Altels, you really don't have to be all that great to fly them. There's so many safety features of ship built into them, and they're so stable. You don't really need to worry about. They're
Hmm.
not that. You'd really have to do something crazy to crash one of those.
Yep.
Like if you go out into like a nice open like football field or something, you'll have it down in 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. How it works.
Yeah, you just go
It's really
through the
not that
beginner
hard.
tutorial on the app itself, and that's enough. That's what I did.
Yeah, it's really not that hard to learn how to fly them. Everybody thinks they're so. A lot of people get so intimidated by them. Oh, that's the first. I mean, not many people have heard. Oh, I'll just end up crashing it. If you get a good drone, you're fine.
Yeah, and just remember, you always want to get in an open field and fly low and slow and get used to left is left when it's going away from you. Left is actually right when it's coming toward you, you know.
Yeah.
There's plenty of
I still get
tutorial
confused
videos
with
out
that.
there that will show you how to do stuff on it.
Yeah.
Like put the
Oh yeah,
proper
just
Yeah, you
settings
go to-
and
you
stuff.
just go to just go to YouTube. That's how I did it.
Yeah, go to Pilot Institute, and they get the deep dives for free.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
That was
What's
one of
his
the ones I
name?
learned from with Greg. Yeah.
what's his name from God damn it, I always forget his name. The old guy that gets real excited.
Rick,
Talking about
Rick.
DM.
Yeah, if watch Rick's videos, he does
Yeah.
some nice little tutorial videos on how to do like how to do your proper
called
camera
Drone,
settings.
Drone Valley.
Drone Valley, yeah.
Rick Smith from Drone Valley. Yeah.
He does really good
He's
tutorials.
one of the early ones that I learned from him and Greg, from Pilot Institute.
And one of the nice things about it, Brenda, is don't panic. Just let go of the sticks
Yeah,
and the thing will stop and hover in place.
yeah, it'll correct itself.
I've seen you fly, Jim. I wouldn't say you know much either.
Who was it that said they didn't recognize the person that was on Scott's channel the other day?
I'm not sure. I know it was Philip Koshat.
Yeah, it was
I
Philip
think that was Joe that was saying that.
and Rod.
And we all know Rod.
I know Koshat, but it wasn't him. That's not who I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Don't
they were
know.
the
It was
only
another guy.
people on it. There was Rod with a new background. So it didn't look like it was him at first. He was in the middle, and Philip was on the right, and Scott was on the left.
Yeah, I'm proud of this little bird today. like I said, it was saying 52 miles per hour at 100 feet. And it was steady. The only time that I could see that the wind was doing anything to it was when I was looking down, looking straight down. I noticed it was drifting a little.
Wrong button.
Well, you can see what the wind's doing to it on your screen
Yes.
now, because the compass shows the attitude
That's
as well.
why. Hello, Frank.
You got Frank?
It really wasn't showing me anything out of the ordinary. Because, like I said, it was handling it really well.
Hey, Frank,
Hey, Paul.
I'm just out
Oh.
feeding the squirrels.
Yes.
You were out feeding the squirrels.
Oh yeah, I got a package. I got a pack of squirrels that live here, squirrels and chipmunks that I feed regularly, and they must be 15 squirrels and probably 6 or 8 chipmunks.
Okay.
And
Captain Joe, was that?
I buy in the shell peanuts that are unsalted.
Okay.
Mm.
Captain Joe, was that one of the new DJI drones you were showing?
No, that's the Mavic 3
Oh, that's a Mavic.
original.
And any of you got that new one that came out?
No, Joe had a chance.
Paul had two of them.
Joe had his chance, and he has it on order. But Joe had me go to Canada and get one for him.
There we go.
I went all the way over the bridge to Canada and get it, brought it back, and he says, "I don't want it."
Now you see why I have that disclaimer up there, right?
Yes.
Hey, Steve.
So I sold it to AZ Drone.
Cool.
Well, actually, I got 2 of them, but I sold them both to AZ Drone.
I'm doing some printing right now.
Oh, what you printing?
Some body mounts for an RC car for
Oh,
magnets.
Joe hasn't run his printer in quite a while, have you, Joe?
I ran it the other night.
No.
I ran it the other night for that case I built. I think I threw away my coffee scoop accidentally. So I made a coffee scoop.
Hello, Steve. How you doing?
Was that a bamboo, Frank?
Yeah, it's a bamboo A1 I got.
Yeah, them bamboos are some nice printers, I'll tell you what.
Cool.
Yeah, I made me
I
a
got-
fast coffee scoop.
I got the AMS for the multicolor also. That's kind of cool when it prints in
Yeah.
multicolor. Yeah, my wife just came in and told me supper's ready, so now I gotta go eat.
Okay. Well,
Well,
thanks for stopping in.
You guys have a good evening.
Yep, you do the
Well,
same.
Later.
Don't forget a thumbs up.
All right.
Alrighty then. Let's go.
Yeah. So, Steve, are you going to jump in on the panel? We got an empty spot just waiting for you.
Hmm.
What, are we limited by spots now?
No, it's just it's uneven on the screen.
It's uneven. It's
Yeah,
3
you
on the
want-
top and
you
2
want
on the
even
bottom, right?
numbers
Yeah,
on the
3 and
screen.
3, or
I was gonna say, I vote to kick Joe if we're voting people out.
you could.
That's
you
okay.
could
I'll go
tell
to sleep.
Joe-
I didn't get nothing but 2 hours sleep.
You could tell Joe who he's been chumming with, Laura.
I
Yeah,
can
that's right.
imagine. I can imagine you probably didn't sleep very well.
Yeah, I was thinking about that car all night. But I knew, I looked at the picture, I took the picture, and I knew that if water got in, it wasn't gonna be a lot, you know?
Oh, fuck off, Jim. I did not.
Yeah.
He said I told him to buy the Neo because it was no different than the Mavic 3.
So you're mentoring everybody to buy the Neo. All right.
No, Jim is what you call keeping up with the Joneses. He has to buy all the newest shit coming out.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah, well, what you call it, he
that
bought
Neo-
wasn't new.
you know when you got the Neo that you opened and we set up,
Yeah.
you got the drone, the remote control 3 batteries, did it have the charging hub in with it?
Oh, yeah, yep.
Because when you go on DJI's site, the store, and look at it, it doesn't say anything about having that charger with it.
Hmm.
It does.
Yeah, both of them that he had it.
But
And-
the charger's another £29. The battery,
Oh, they're just trying to get another 29 pounds out of you. That's what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at where it says what's in the box. It's got to tell you. 'Cause
That's
every place I've seen what's in the box
get
shows
a-
it.
You
It
get
does here.
You get a controller in yours?
Maybe it's a UK thing.
it just says controller, drone, 3 batteries, and that's it. It doesn't mention the charger at
They
all.
don't show pictures of it with,
And
the-
it doesn't show the picture of the charger either.
Well, then y'all got shafted too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And over here, that's £299.
It's 538 for the Flymore over here.
But the daft thing about it is, if you buy the drone only, it's £169. The batteries are £35 each, so
Right.
that's another 70. And the charger's 29, so that's £268.
It's cheaper to buy that, right?
Yeah, it's £30 cheaper to get it without the remote control. But that RC3 is it's obviously worth more than £30, isn't it?
Hmm.
They must have one of
Oh,
those
look.
places downstairs. They're cutting sheetrock out of here.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Well,
hear that
yeah.
shit for 3 days now.
Oh, are they already working on it?
I'm
huh?
surprised they're in there that quick.
Yeah. Well, they came in this afternoon. I'm telling you what, they got like I said, the new neighbors down there, 2 brand new ones. They ought to be pissed. And I know
Oh,
one of
yeah.
them just put a brand new couch in it.
And Justin, you know, Joe was lamenting about what a couple of really little foxes they are down there.
One of them, man. I'll
was
console
his
her if she
name?
needs some help.
Well, he was so upset that they got all that water, he offered to put them up at his place.
No, I didn't. I don't want them that close. No, but I'll console her if she needs somebody to console her.
And you can probably guarantee that if they've only been in there 3 or 4 weeks, they probably haven't even sorted out homeowners insurance yet.
Well, no, because I don't know about there, but here, apartment complexes, you have to have that before you actually move in.
Yeah.
You have to have rentals insurance. That's
Yeah, they
like
don't have
hard.
it
You
here.
have to prove that before you sign the lease, so you have it.
All right.
See, it's like buying a car, right? Like if you don't have car insurance, you have to buy it right before you go in to purchase
Yeah.
a vehicle. You have to have you can buy it 10 minutes before you buy the vehicle, but you have to have it.
Yeah.
So
Certificate of currency.
we can buy a vehicle anytime we want to. You just can't drive it until it's insured.
Well, that's how you
So-
play it. You got to prove insurance.
But that's your responsibility. If you drive it off the lot and you've not got the insurance, it's your problem.
No, the last 2 cars I bought, they wanted proof of insurance before I drove off the lot.
Yep.
And I had to have full coverage because it was a lease or a loaned vehicle that had a loan on it.
Yeah.
You gotta have the thing faxed over and they put it in the record.
Same way with my last apartment I had, we had to have homeowners or renters insurance before we could even sign the lease. We had to have proof of that.
I mean, officially, when you buy
Yeah,
a
you
car,
can get a cover note for it.
before you even drive it home, you've got to insure it and tax it.
Now, a lot of private homeowners that rent houses out, a lot of them don't require you have rental insurance, but apartment complexes, or if you go through a company that's renting out houses, they require you have to have that before you rent.
Well, the thing is, there's a different way here because the landlord can take out a landlord's insurance on the property. And then the tenant, it's up to them whether they insure their own contents or not, because it's theirs. And the landlord doesn't care what happens to their contents, really.
Oh yeah, both end up having insurance. Like the renter's insurance doesn't cover the house; it just covers your contents in the house. Like if
Yeah.
the house burns down or something like that. And it covers like if you need to stay in a hotel, stuff like that. But it doesn't cover the house itself. But the owner of the house that's renting to you still has to have homeowner's insurance on the house.
Yeah.
For themselves.
I mean, the point is that if you don't want insurance, then it's your risk. It shouldn't be a necessity that you have.
Well, the thing of it is you have to have a minimum here of
Insurance
PL and PD
within.
to take care of anybody else, you know, like you, if you.
Well, it's not.
No,
Well,
the
for the rental insurance, it's not a law or anything. It's just companies that rent out spaces require it.
Hello,
Like
Andrew.
I said, if I go to a private landlord that just owns a
Hey,
house and he's renting it out to
Andrew.
whoever,
What's up, Joe?
90% of the time they
So-
won't require you have it.
So, how's the car situation there, Joe?
Correspond.
Andrew.
We got a little damp carpet, but we're good.
Oh, good.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the reason why they don't require it is probably because if you don't have it, you could probably sue their homeowner's insurance and maybe that voids it out. I don't know. There's got to be some reason why they require you have it.
They don't
and
want
I'm
to deal with it.
almost-
They want you to take care of it.
Then that's what I'm assuming is because if
Yeah.
if you have rentals insurance, you probably aren't allowed to sue their insurance company,
Yeah.
which
Well,
would bring their
Right.
rates up. I'm assuming that's what maybe the reasoning behind it is.
So
Depends on
remember
the-
how the track kept changing, right, on this hurricane? And I told you, it
Yeah.
looks like it's gonna skim the coast. Let me show you the final track. When you see this final track, wait till you see this.
Hi,
They
Jim.
originally said that was the original tracks. Then they said it was definitely going here. Then they said this is it. That it's gonna be here. It went like that. Came up, hit Lake Maurepas. That's Lake Maurepas. This circle right here. Johnny and I fly the drones right there. So it came across, got to the causeway, turned around, come up and hit my ass. Because I'm right. That's where I'm at right here.
Right there.
That sucker turned right in.
How,
Johnny must have been doing voodoo or something over there.
Joe, how far is it from about Hammond to Lake Charles?
Hammond to Lake Charles is about 4.5 hours, 4 hours.
How did they get that off?
You tell me. You tell
I'm-
me.
I don't know.
Because I kept saying we were going to get, I thought when it started doing this, I thought it was going to go underneath. And they were actually saying, the locals were saying, it's not going here, it's coming to us. And that sucker got here and that eye wall came straight up. And that would have gave Johnny the eye wall right on him. But Johnny got out there, did some voodoo shit. And that thing made a complete turn and came around right up my ass.
I would have
Okay,
guessed I would have guessed between Lafayette and New Orleans.
Well,
Well, like I said,
I thought original
Okay.
Baton Rouge, I thought.
Well, at the end of the day, it's like I said before, it's all these meteorologists get their information from the same one, but it really depends on who you trust to watch because they all interpret it by their own experience on what their knowledge of meteorology is. And each one can give you slightly different predictions on what they think it's going to do. And some are really good and some meteorologists are kind of shit. So it depends on who
So-
you're
Yep.
watching.
So, Justin, where did you think it was going to go?
I have no idea. I wasn't really paying attention to that, to be honest with you. But like I said,
Because
it's all depends on who you're watching because you can watch 3 different news agencies and 4 different meteorologists and they'll all give you a slightly different. It's not just a straight consensus across the board on what it's going to do.
Sunstar, if you're looking for a beginning drone, I think that's likely will be the DJI Mini 3.
Yeah, she could get a Mini 1 or Mini 2. Depends on how much she wants to spend.
Okay.
I mean, she'd be good with a Mini 1 at 2.7K. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't really need 4K resolution. 2.7 looks amazing by itself.
Hmm.
Like I said, at the end of the day, it just depends
Oh.
on how much she wants to spend on it.
Hmm.
But she might not like it, you know?
Are you okay any day, Dominic?
Yep. I'm trying to be.
Behind you.
I know. I'm just promoting this today because it's a Are You OK Day, or yesterday was in Australia.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Hmm.
I
They've
didn't
got
know.
a day designated for that?
Yep.
I take it that's a mental health thing.
Yep.
I didn't know they had a day like
Yeah.
that with that name.
I didn't either.
Yeah, well, they do here.
We thought you were
They
just
c-
being a little bit,
No. I'm promoting it.
Steve Carpenter.
Hello, Steve.
Well, you know,
How are
no
you,
matter
sir?
Brendan, no matter what drone you get, the odds of you not is gotten tremendously better with not getting a flyaway if you get somewhere of a newer drone from the last 2 or 3 years.
Hmm.
You know, remember back when they first came out with the Inspires, everybody was having flyaways. They were just
Yep.
Oh,
Not good.
the one that comes to mind. A guy was taking it off in his driveway, and he had one of those houses with a big garage in the front. Right, he was taking it off in the driveway. All of a sudden, it just shot straight forward and bang into the garage.
Hmm.
Got
Ooh,
that right, Sunstar. Mother Nature is a fickle bitch, for sure. She'll do what she wants at the end of the day.
Yep.
The greatest serial killer is Mother Nature.
Yep.
Johnny didn't have any problems with the weather.
No, he's out there with the voodoo shit, sending it to me.
Ah.
I can see Johnny out there dressed up in a little skirt,
Oh,
like a dress, one of those, you know, like Hawaiian people do. But he had some bones hanging out his nose, and he was jigging around in the front yard.
Just heads up, Ray Kelly is not live tonight. His kids are visiting.
Oh,
He
okay.
wasn't on Johnny's yesterday. What you call is going on tonight, though? Brett's going on tonight.
Yeah, Gary's back after a 3-month winter hibernation.
Yeah, Gary's gonna come back on.
Okay.
I'd rather watch a movie.
But the hour
so
before
does
the
that
hour.
mean that means that Ken's on tonight as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brant Ariel's in touch.
Joe, you have a message in the chat.
Oh, I've already shut up.
No, it's not about shut up. It's from Laura.
I figured you would. That's all right. It's coming your way. And I tell you what, I don't understand, Laura. You were afraid to I put the drone up today in 52-mile-an-hour winds, and you were afraid to fly with a little bit of sprinkle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think didn't she sell her drone, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
sold.
she don't have a drone anymore.
I'm wondering, Laura, are you going to buy another in the future?
I don't think she's really into it anymore, to be honest with you.
No, she's in the
From the way
game.
She wants him. She wants David to buy her the Neo for Christmas.
Yeah.
Mark, is the Neo available over there?
Has been for weeks. Yes.
Available
Yep,
everywhere
same here.
except for here.
Everywhere but here.
US.
That's why
That's-
Paul's been running over there smuggling them back
That's
in.
why I had to go to Canada to get.
So you know how
Dusty-
Apple. Dusty,
Uh,
what?
Dusty, it looks like is trying to sell his drone. His mini
No, that's not a.
batteries and filter for 300.
Right.
Is it the Mini 2 or the Mini SE? Mini 1
It just
SE.
says mini 4K,
4K.
three batteries and LD filters.
Oh, yeah.
300.
That's a
Right,
new
but is it the Mini 2 SE? Is it the Mini 2? Is it the Mini 1?
It says
SE?
Mini 4K.
Yeah, Mini 4K is
Which
actually
one of the
Mini 2
three
is
is it?
4K.
Yeah.
The
Mini
Mini
4K.
4K is the new one, but it's an old one, rebranded as a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
It's-
iPhone 8 that got
it's-
rebranded as an iPhone SE.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
Just
a
an
Mini
iPhone.
2, basically.
Don't worry,
you
Jim.
s-
The band's coming to Canada too once NORAD has their say in it when they don't want the shit in the Canadian airspace anymore either.
Mm.
They tell the Canadian government we're not monitoring your airspace no more until them drones are gone.
Well, I think the thing that makes everything so stupid about this, knowing that it's just political, is the fact that no new drones can come in, but you can fly your old ones all you want.
I told you it's going to become a war of attrition, right? It's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
be, they're going to starve you guys out until the drones start breaking, replacement parts get harder to find, batteries get harder to find, and then slowly over time, over a couple
What
years time,
DJI needs to do
half the drones will
is
be
all the
gone.
drones they have on the market right now, they need to just start stocking up on them again to get them in here. You know, if they care about us, DJI cares about us. This the Mavic 3. If I send them a Mavic 3 original in, they're gonna give me an option for another original or a Pro.
So now that Apple has left China, Microsoft is pulling out of anything that they have involvement in China now. And so is Amazon. And they're trying
Ooh.
now, Temu and AliExpress are now on the chopping block for being banned as well. I'm
Well,
telling you,
Temu should be
it's a
Temu should be
sl-
banned anyway.
when all the tech giants and shit are starting to pull out and they're starting to ban all this shit, they're trying to cut the head off of China. Is exactly what's happening.
Now, listen to me, because you know what they're gonna do, right?
Because this falls back to
Uh,
this is a deep state military issue. They feel like China's a threat. This is all coming from the military industrial complex at the end of the day. I'm telling you. That's exactly
Let me
where
tell
this
you
is
what's
all
gonna
coming
happen.
from.
Justin, let Joe speak, please. I'm interested. Go ahead, Joe.
By the way, Dusty, Brenda Sunstar is also in South Florida, just like you.
Go for
Go ahead,
Joe.
Joe, tell them what the deal is.
And I'm gonna tell them what's gonna happen. They're gonna store up China to the point where they start a war.
Yeah, but then China's economy wouldn't be able to fund a war.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, China doesn't really have any true allies. And the couple of countries they are allied with aren't really significant on the world stage as far
I
as
don't know, they're
economy, money.
pretty tight now with Russia, aren't they?
Yeah, and Russia's economy's in the tank. Why do you think it's 100 rubles to every one US dollar?
Yeah, but
The only
thing
other
is,
countries they're aligned with is Iran and North Korea.
Russia's-
Neither one of those.
Russia's economy is fine, but they're still very aggressive.
But the Russian ruble, their dollar, is
No, their
value of the
economy
ruble
is tanking.
It tanked.
Yeah, their
And it's
economy is
been-
not strong at all. They're tanking.
It's been tanking for the past
Ever since
7
they
years.
started ever since they started this Ukraine war, their economy has been going to the shits. But that's what I'm saying. All of this is stemming at the end of the day from the deep state military industrial complex because they are threatened by China and they don't want China around anymore. This is where this is all coming from. So if anybody thinks at the end of the day they're going to save their drones, I don't believe it's ever going to happen because it's like I said, at the end of the day, the whole drone ban is one small little part in a huge cog of shit that they're trying to get rid of. They don't care about that.
Dusty,
And there's more people that are anti-China in the US than they are for China.
Sunstar, if you're close to Dusty, go meet with him. See if you two can make a deal.
And the thing is, if you look at and like I said, if you look at China's only other two viable allies are North Korea and a little bit with Iran, neither one of those countries are significant enough to really change the world stage as far as economy-wise, money-wise, or anything. Now, if you could look on the US side, almost all the top economies in the world are all on the US's side. They're all allies with them. All the European countries, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil. These are all big economies that are all supporting the US side, supporting the US dollar. So at the end of the day, China really has nobody backing them. That's a viable ally. That's the difference between China and the US.
Jim, you do have a point. Without communications, your weapons are useless. Yes.
And like I said, the countries that are all involved in the Five Eyes, the 5 different intelligence networks,
Yep.
you're probably going to be the ones that have the most effect by this US drone ban than any other countries. Because those are the 5 that are banding together because they don't want, they're going against China right now.
Dominic, are they trying to do anything like this drone ban in the US in Australia?
Not at the moment, no. I'm saying, but it
Probably in
could.
about 10 years' time, they will.
It was mentioned a few months back.
No, hasn't even been mentioned.
It wasn't it?
But that's the thing is like where the Australia and Mark, the UK, those are both countries that are in the Five Eyes.
Yeah.
And they call it the Five Eyes because it's the 5 intelligence agencies that are the most closely bounded together that are working together militarily wise against China right now. So they would have more of a chance of that shit filtering out to them than anywhere else at the moment. Not saying it's going to, but I'm just saying it is possible.
It's not even been.
Well, no, I'm not saying it. Like I said, I'm not saying it could happen. It wouldn't happen, or it's definitely going to happen. I'm just saying it could. Because if you're intelligent agencies and everything, all that dark shit that works behind the scenes in all our governments, if they start talking the same shit behind the scenes, eventually you may hear something about it.
Yeah, well, the thing is that our agencies have actually got brains and they know that there's nothing being sent.
You don't think our agencies don't know that neither? They're just giving you an excuse. But at the end of the day, it's just
Mark,
it's just
do you really believe them, Mark? That they're not somebody isn't trying to send others your secret plans to whatever project?
Be honest and think about it, Andrew. What important information can a drone send from flying around?
Location
of
what can't they get from Google Earth? That's public.
Otherwise,
location of what compared with what they already know where it is.
Exactly.
And that's the thing is like the intelligence agencies of the U.S. aren't stupid by per se. They're giving you an excuse, but their real reasoning behind it doesn't sound good enough to the U.S. public. So they're trying to give the U.S. public something to bite onto. But they know the real reason. They know that those drones don't really do that. At the end of the day, they're just giving you an excuse.
They're giving us a reason to not trust them.
Yeah, but you're talking
That's
about
what they're doing.
Dude, there's roughly around 1 million drones registered in the U.S. Right? That's that's 1 drone per person, and that's 1 million people. You're talking about 1 million people out of 330 million population. That means 98% of the population don't give a shit.
Okay, now.
Okay, your turn.
Listen for a minute.
Daytona 500.
As a guy who worked on the CERT team inside of the military, I know exactly what the fuck they're worried about and why. And I know exactly what that fucking drone can collect that they're nervous about.
Infrastructure.
I'll give you a couple of flipping clues. What happens when you turn your drone on and your controller on? It connects to a network,
to your phone.
right?
GPS.
Yeah, but it will
satellites.
but it will connect to a
But
network.
it doesn't connect two ways. It only sees them. It doesn't transmit to them.
Justin,
Yeah,
check your messenger.
now let me ask this question. If you were a bad guy hacker and you were trying to get into somebody's network, what's one of the pieces of information that you would want to know? And this is where the drone could be fucking deadly dangerous.
IP address.
Bingo. That drone used by a government person potentially could be inside the firewall and gathering IP networking crap for them to attack and sending that shit. That is one of the very obvious things that it can do. The other really deadly obvious thing is, and here I'll ask this question. Why was that balloon going over the United States? What was it doing?
Trying to collect data.
Collect what
If that
data?
is the case, Rod, then why are they trying
On
to ban the
our-
Mini 3 Pro?
They're
Because the Mini
collecting
3
data
Pro
on
turns
our
its wireless
defenses.
off as soon as it takes off.
They were
Our
collecting
missile
what's called
defenses.
SIG intel. That's what they were collecting. Our drones have what's on them? They have antennas on them. Those antennas can listen on multiple frequencies. So if you have a government employee
Not
fly the
very
drone
well.
around, they may find out that, hey, there's activity on 923 megahertz. This is
Does
why the
that-
fucking Russians built their one embassy outside of Washington so damn close to one of our bases, because they were
Well, there is. I mean,
they were collecting SIGINT. So
923 megahertz is right in the middle of one of the mobile phone bands.
yeah, whatever. I'm just throwing numbers out there. But okay, so there's two very serious risks of what those things can easily collect and send back that are freaking deadly dangerous information. If you were on the CERT team or the Black Hat team on either side, having that information just open an entire new world to you on attack angles and everything else. As a guy who works in the industry, let's just say it's even a little worse than you think.
Yeah, but Dusty, most of that stuff's just the hardware that's built there, but it's not running Chinese software.
Did you check your messenger, Justin?
And the other part of it is, and everybody goes, oh, that software has been reviewed and looked, and there's nothing going on. But you have to understand something about China. There's something that goes on in China that doesn't go on in our world that you really need to freaking understand. In China, the CCP can come in and tell you to do fucking anything. This is partially why Amazon and Facebook and Google and all of them, because the Chinese wanted some shit that we didn't want to give them. This is partially why they're leaving. So they could turn around. If you don't think that they wouldn't tell DJI to put some virus or something, since they auto update the app in their shit and push it, you're freaking nuts. Because you know what? The United States government's going to do it to them. I guarantee you they're going to do it to us. People just don't freaking understand. There's actually been a war between us and China for a couple of decades. It's been a computer war. Both sides have been getting inside to each other. One of the big nervous things is how much have they gotten inside of our critical infrastructure, water plants, sewers, all that kind of crap. We've been trying to kick them out. In fact, we've got programs in place to help with the software that controls that stuff to monitor it. So
they've been in our systems in and out of our systems.
Yeah, and we've been kicking them out, and they get in, and we kick them out, and the same thing. And if you want a good example, I'll give you an example of something that we did. That was a good example of what the fuck is going to go down if we ever go to war with those people. Remember when North Korea under Obama was being a real nasty pain in the ass, and all of a sudden one day They were just completely dark. They had zero internet, zero anything. You know who did that? That was us. We were sending a message to them that, hello, we can control your shit. If you don't think that that is not what's going to go down between us and China when we've already done it to a place like North Korea, you're nuts.
Dusty. I just saw that.
You got to think in war terms. And I realize most people
s-
are not military nor black hats. But you got to have that mindset to understand why some of this shit is going down.
Well,
And you're not wrong. It's the military industrial complex, but it's about security, period. And if you don't think they wouldn't cut our throats, they'd cut our throats in a freaking instance if we'd let them.
well, unless
People need to
we
get that
control
through
the
their
pistol
head.
first.
This drone thing is just a drop in the bucket. Sorry. I get it. It's a pain.
Well, that's what I've been saying about the whole drone thing is like even if so there's about 1 million drones sold in the that are registered in the US. Even if that's one person per drone and that's 1 million people, that's still not even close to the amount of that's out of 330 million people. You think the rest of the population gives a shit about the drones?
It's
No.
1/3%.
If
Yeah,
somebody,
they don't. So to say that you're going to change lawmakers' minds with that little bit of amount of people, I don't think it's going to happen at the end of the day.
if somebody wanted to be ingenious, because we'd basically flip the finger to the Chinese, to DJI anyways, reverse engineer the app so that the app is controlled here, then it wouldn't be a problem. The problem is not the drone necessarily itself. The problem is the software and the fact that essentially they can push anything that they want to push in that software.
Well, that can be
This
said
is
for
why
any
the
software.
difference between phones and drones. Where's the software coming from for the
The
phone?
phone.
The United States. It's
all
Google or
depends on which-
Apple. That software is controlled here. How do you think we're getting inside of those other countries? There's shit that is embedded in some of that stuff you just don't realize is there.
Frank and Steve, you're both right.
Which is exactly why the Chinese are banning everything Microsoft and Apple, because they're nervous about it, and they should be nervous about it. This was the biggest fallout from the Snowden thing, both here and there, was the fact that the NSA was collecting faults in software and not telling the companies so that they could use them as backdoors. That was the biggest, ugliest, nastiest fallout. It wasn't just the tools. It was about the process and the fact that we weren't necessarily telling everybody where the holes were. The government was collecting.
Snowden's now old news, isn't it?
I'm just saying that's the back. This is how long this has been going on and how far back this has been going on. Okay. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is not new. This is a 20-year-old fight that's been going on. It was going on when I retired in 2005 out of the military. I know, I was on those teams. So
do you miss it?
The security piece, yes, I miss it. I'd love to be deeper in some of that. So
what made you want to retire?
20 years. And I had a civilian job because I was a reserve. I was just trying to get to my 20 years. The first 6 is all I needed to do because I got 100% tuition. Plus the GI Bill. So I was literally making money going to college. Which is one of the things that really ticks me off when everybody complains about paying for college. Man up, go sign your name on the dotted line. You can pay for college really easy.
I can see that, Corey, but I'm not familiar with Nortel company.
Just don't pick an MOS that might send you to combat. There's lots of non-combat positions that you can join the military and do.
Tim Jackson, what's going
Mr.
on?
Tim,
Tim,
So, anyways, as
Okay.
Justin kind of alluded to,
Corey?
there's a lot more to it. And what you're hearing out of the politicians is just the BS to give to the public. They can't tell you what's really
But
going
is-
on. And
Rod,
here's
did
the
you
other
see what Corey put in the chat?
yeah.
About Nortel?
Oh yeah. No doubt, Corey. Yeah, no doubt.
Are you
We've
familiar with-
literally they've been attacking us, we've been attacking them for more than 2 decades.
What kind of company
So-
is Nortel anyway?
Telcom. They make telecom communications hardware.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, by the way, here's something.
This is what I got.
And here's a
Come on,
funny
dude.
here's a funny story. And this was another fallout from the Snowden thing that came
And
out of
that's
this
some water. That's all I got.
that came out of the Snowden thing. So one of the things that leaked out from that was the NSA had listening devices on the level 3 core routers on the internet. They were literally listening to everything. Facebook and Google were not encrypting their stuff between data centers. They did
Ooh.
after that came out.
Ouch.
But the NSA literally had access to everything that Google and Facebook had.
What did Facebook say when they learned
If
about
they
that?
wanted to, they had it.
What did Facebook say when they learned that?
The good
their
news
stuff
was Microsoft was encrypting between data centers. We encrypt everything.
They can listen into me all they want to.
They can
won't
listen-
fucking learn anything.
Well, yeah. I know. They're not looking for me
Well,
and you, Mark. So
I don't think they learned anything with Precious woofing in the background.
yeah, but I'm just saying we did it. The government did it or did a deal with the US company to literally put listening devices on the core routers on level 3, which is the core of the internet around the freaking planet, to listen in. Okay.
Yeah.
If we're doing that, what do you think they're doing? Okay. They're not dumb.
So
So
on the
you kind
other
of have to
hand,
have a background in that environment about what has been going on, and you would much better understand why this drone thing is happening. And it's not
So,
about the drone necessarily, it's about the software.
on the other hand, how did your FPV come out?
Like this.
You took it
Yeah, let's
apart?
just say I've hit every problem. I've caused every failed problem that you could cause
Wait,
in
what?
building a drone.
What is the big issue you're trying? The big one.
I burned the ESC on the board.
Hmm.
So I got to change the board anyways. But
Wait,
like
isn't
the
that
day
the-
after I started building, that board was flaky. Yeah, it seemed to be acting flaky. So I literally had the board sitting here.
No, Tim, I don't think so. Do you see
What's
what
up,
Tim
Tim?
put in the chat, Rod?
Yeah.
Did I start Big Brother?
We're blaming you.
I was probably part of the group that became Big Brother. Yes. Big Brother was being set up at the end of my military career because we were standing up CERT teams everywhere.
Oh, so
And
you were
you know
putting
who
in-
was driving the policies and procedures for all of our security crap? The NSA. We were getting it directly from the NSA. The pieces and parts that we put in place for security were being driven from them because they knew what they were doing to get in to the bad guys' networks. So that's what caused us to harden our stuff in the
So-
way that we hardened our stuff.
Do you trust the NSA?
Those guys are doing the jobs that they're told to do.
No. Do you trust the top brass at the NSA?
Do you trust any
trust-
alphabet agency?
Hey,
No.
do you trust any
No.
government? Do you trust any government agency?
Now,
per
are there
se?
people
No,
trying to
not
do good
100%.
things in government agencies? Yeah, there are
Oh,
people. in-
100%. There's more people
every
trying to do
agency
good
that
than
are-
bad. So
Yeah, there are people that are trying to do their job and do it the right way and do it good. You know, their core belief at the end of the day is to protect the nation. But then you do have the top people sometimes that do nefarious shit.
and look
the
at it this
lower-
way: Snowden wasn't exactly at the top, and he
No.
became a bad guy just because he didn't like the policy, so he leaked all this shit.
He's still hiding out in Russia.
Yeah,
I thought he was in South America.
yeah.
No,
I'm
he's
not
been
sure
in
where he's
Russia.
at anymore.
Oh, he's been in
thought he
Russia for
got
a
out.
lot. No, he's been held up in Russia for ever since that happened. Russia gave him asylum. He's done a bunch of podcasts from Russia.
I'm like Joe. I thought they
That's
kicked him out.
him.
I thought they kicked him out.
Yeah, I thought he's out now. Thought he went somewhere
Oh,
else.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Last time I heard, he was still in Russia because he was doing a podcast
I-
like a year or two ago with somebody, and he was that's where he was
So
at.
anyways.
He was doing a live interview.
If you want to know more, hit me up. I'll give you more
Here's
details.
David.
Oh, here we
Not that
go.
you,
I don't know.
not that you
Google it and
need it.
see.
Just
Here we
understand.
go.
Just understand the security risk about it is actually real.
Good evening, David.
Good evening. Justin, you're wrong.
What?
Snowden's back in Australia.
But I will caveat that with this. It's real for government
Snowden was in
people
Wales.
or contractors who work around government things.
No,
For us
didn't
little
the
civilians running around, yeah, we're great. They can have my IP address. Good luck.
I thought it was the guy with WikiLeaks that they just recently kicked out. And he
Ja-
went back to
yeah,
That was
Australia.
out of the
John
UK.
was back in Australia.
Yeah, I thought that
wasn't-
I thought that was the one. I don't know about Snowden, but I know that the guy
Oh,
from
Julian
WikiLeaks.
that was-
Assange. Julian
Julian
Assange.
Assange, yeah.
So
Yeah, he's back in Australia now, right, Dominic?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But Rod, aren't they both of the similar state of mind?
yes. Anarchy.
Well, he got shit because he was the one
Anarchy
that,
so
They're-
they can be in control. So they'll tell anything about
they're-
either side.
Honestly, they're both a little nutty.
Yes. Snowden violated his secrecy that he was sworn
as
to.
as a
Jim.
As far as I'm
reporter.
concerned, as far as I'm concerned, he burned the flag and he should deserve what comes with doing that.
Hmm.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
online it says he wants to return to the US.
Yeah, well, all his family and shit's here though. That's why. Like he's been stuck there because he's pretty much facing like a death sentence if he comes back.
If you had somebody in your country give away national secrets, how would you feel about them? Wherever you live.
Because at the end of the day, that could put a lot of people's lives at
Whether
risk,
they
agents and
agree or
different things.
disagree about whatever the policy and things that they're doing.
No, we've
That-
had
Does
more
it
than
give
enough-
you does it give you permission to violate your secrecy? End of story.
We've had more than enough people doing that over here.
Hmm.
well, not only that, at the end of the day, that could put people's lives at risk.
And it does.
Different spies, agents working on certain programs. I mean,
You know, World War II, loose lips sink ships.
I just heard we know roughly who actually hacked and leaked the documents that were from the Biden and Trump campaigns. He's from
I'm
Iran.
sure the NSA has a
say his
real
name
damn
is-
good idea who did some of that.
They say his name is Robert.
Yeah, and he probably works for the NSA and was told to do it.
Mm-hmm. That could be. Yeah, could be. Back to
It's
the
just- it's
question.
just-
Back to the question about do you trust the people at the top?
Yeah, no.
No. Joe can tell you that.
So I
Tim.
just asked Johnny in the chat over on Brett's I said, Johnny, the way Francine made that turn when it got by you, it came directly up and then turned directly at me. I said, we outside doing some voodoo crap?
Yeah.
But
But I mean, Joe, you were in the Marine Corps. If somebody violated the secrecy, how would you feel about them?
Oh man, I tell you what, it's like a
We'd
thief.
take them out and string them up. There wouldn't be no damn court martial.
We caught a thief in the barracks one day at the School of Music, and we were on a Navy base, so we had the BEQ was a high rise, so it was like 3 stories, and he just so happened to fall between the stairs in that little space they had, 3 floors to the bottom.
Yeah, it says
Oh, yeah. It's
Ooh.
amazing how they slip and
So-
fall on whatever. Yeah.
So it says that Snowden still is in Russia, and in 2022, he was granted citizenship by President Vladimir Putin. So he's
Yeah.
still in Russia. He was given
Okay.
citizenship. He's still living there.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And the-
Tim, do you have a message from
I think
Justin, do you
everybody
have a
was
message from
confused.
Tim?
I think
Yeah,
everybody. I
he
already saw
issued a
that.
warning to the world from Russia in 2024.
Because I think everybody was getting Julia Assange.
Yeah.
confused with him.
Assange. Yeah.
Julian Assange.
Yeah.
Because I remember
back,
hearing
gang.
about that like a month or so ago when they said that he had.
As I recall right, didn't they settle that
What is
rape,
that, Paul?
the rape
I'll be
case with
back.
those 2 girls?
Okay.
Okay.
I think he paid them, or
He's off
somebody
to Canada again.
paid them to
I'm
make that go away. Finally. Where was that? Switzerland?
not going to tell him that
Sweden?
the store's got him in again.
Yeah.
Oh.
They probably got 2 more.
But anyways,
You
Joe,
can't.
Honestly,
you
Joe,
and I
that's-
both know what we would do to people like that violated
Oh, yeah.
our oath.
What would
End of
Joe-
story.
Honestly,
Uh,
Joe, that's probably why he was trying to order that other remote, because he was planning on going back. He probably
I
already
know.
knows that.
what
He thought he bought the right controller. He bought the wrong one.
Joe, what would you have done if you found out it was one of your squad mates that was leaking the secrets of the military?
Well, I already told you. we
They'd
caught a
never,
guy
they'd
that was
never
a thief.
find them.
No,
they'd
but
never
what
We
would
caught a
you
guy that
have
was a
d-
thief, and one of the guys in the barracks, Hawk, was like 3 times my size. He grabbed the guy and he was hanging him over the balcony like that by his arms, and the guy was fighting him. He said, "You better not fight me. I'll let you go." He said, "We're gonna turn you in, but I'm gonna scare your ass before I do it." And he started fighting him a little bit, so he was looking down, and he went. He just let him go 3 stores right down the middle.
I have no doubts. We take
He
care
was
of
hurt.
it.
Let's
We
put it
take
that
care-
way,
Yes, Tim.
because he bounced a few times going through there.
Mhm.
Oops.
This is why they have blanket parties in basic training.
Oh yeah,
Don't fuck around.
I could tell you
We
one
will
that
fix
happened.
it.
There was a guy that stole from me, and I could tell you the story, but I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on it.
Yeah. Well,
What-
you can tell me offline since we're both military. So
I'll put it like this: he thought I was Babe Ruth.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. He wouldn't be the first one that ever happened to.
I'll give you this much. I saw him by himself. He thought I was Babe Ruth, and the next day they were inventorying his gear.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
All I'm saying. And I got the $400 back he had in his pocket that he stole from him.
I was predicting when you found out he had the money that he stole from you, there was going to be a fist fight.
No, he stole some electronics out of my wall locker, and I reported. And I was sitting there, and he was sitting on his bunk, looking over at me, smiling, counting money. and I had a witness to say that he took it out of there. That was there. He had some wisdom teeth taken out, but he was taking codeine, and the judge would not. The colonel wouldn't hear him. He said the codeine may have had you delirious. You may not be able to really
Yeah.
identify him.
That,
And
that
he
is
said
true.
that's who was in your wall locker. So we know who it was, and that's what I mean. When he got off of it,
Tim.
like I said, he was sitting across from me that night, And I'm sitting there and I got my electronics going. I looked over at him. He starts smiling and he starts counting all his money. He sticks it in his pocket. I looked at him and said, okay, I got you. But he always had two guys with him. There was always three of them. One night it was him by himself.
Ooh,
And I saw
That's
him
when you
walking
strike.
across from the club.
So
that's when you struck.
one annual training. I was in a field artillery unit for 15 years before I went to the CERT team. One annual training, we had an E7 who was our desk jockey, full-time reserve desk jockey, admin dude. And so they let him be a gun chief. He was being such a pain in the ass to his soldiers that one night, miraculously, his sleeping bag got tied to the tube of the howitzer and put in the air.
Nice.
Funny.
And nobody saw anything. And the first sergeant didn't bother to ask anybody. Oh, actually, he did. And everybody went, no, I didn't see it. Okay, sorry. First sergeant knew what the hell went on because the first sergeant was from Vietnam era. So he knew exactly what the fuck was going on. You know, we have our own justice in the military system if you fuck with people.
Did you have anybody that was like Ernie that was from Full Metal Jacket? The the guy yelling at the soldiers, staff sergeant.
No.
Yeah, it was called my first sergeant. If you fucked up, he'd usually throw his Kevlar at you.
Yeah, we
Or
had
smack you up, or smack you up behind the head. Or both.
Rod, Ken's got a question for you, Rod.
What's the
It's
question?
about your drone.
Oh.
Hey, Ken.
In the chat.
Ken.
Oh. I broke it, Ken. I broke it. You can call me. Let's just say one motor was seized and an ESC was burned. So.
Is there such thing as a high quality ESC?
Not when your screws are too long and touch the copper coils on the wire or on the motor. Because I think that's what I did. The one that is seized up, I don't know. Tomorrow or Saturday, I should have the C-clip remover from X-Nova because I ordered one.
Yeah.
So that I can take the bell off and actually look inside the motor. For all I know, I may have gotten some solder drip down inside the motor or something like that as I was working on things. I'm still not quite sure on that. But I wasn't kidding when I said, if you can make a mistake building a drone, I've probably done it, but it's the first one. So I'm learning.
Hey, Dominic, that was the ship he was going to get?
Probably.
I don't know. All he just said
There's no way he made it in time.
Yeah.
All he said was, I'll be
I know.
back. That is all I know.
Well, anyways, at the
Yes, we
moment,
still are, Frank.
At the moment, I'm taking the board that I burned and I'm playing with soldering tips on some of the really teeny tiny pads to figure out which soldering tip I really want to use this time.
Have you been texting with Maddie to confirm your suspicion?
I talked to Maddie a little bit ago, actually.
Did he confirm what you thought about your drone?
The ESC? I knew what was wrong as soon as I saw what the motor was doing. The motor was twitching, which was the ESC, which is exactly what was happening on my GEP after we put the arm and the motor on. The motor was twitching. That's how we knew the ESC was burned.
Odds one of us can build a big drone that can fly from Kent's house to Rod's.
Can't be that far.
Hi, Kenny.
Ken is
Tim.
about line of sight
Yeah.
45 miles from me, give or take.
Is there a
45
drone
miles,
that
that's
can
nothing.
go? Is there a drone that can go 45 miles
Exit
besides our
278
military?
to exit 329.
How hard can it be?
So 22 and 29. Okay, there you go. 51 miles.
How hard can it be?
But that's down the road. So, you know, if you go direct line of sight, it's probably a little shorter than that.
As the crow flies, as they would say.
Yeah, exactly. As the crows flies, it's a little shorter than that. So, probably
So
maybe
if you go
48,
20
48
minutes,
miles.
So if you go
Hasn't the
25
Dragon
miles,
got a range of
Park.
about 300 or 400 miles.
if you go 25 miles, put the drone up, you might be able to see his
Yeah,
house.
just get yourself an MQ9. The
Oh,
Reaper
yeah,
drone.
yeah. Or
That'll get
Global
you there.
Hawk. I could
Yeah.
almost get to Dominic's house. The Global Hawk.
Yeah, just get a Dragonfly.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, I think what I really there were a few things that were unique about
Oh.
this drone that were probably made it not the right one to use as my first. Being a 2.5 inch, yeah, there's like no room for anything. So, not really having the soldering skills, yeah, made it a bit of a challenge. And after I finally got it put together, then I looked at the guy's site and he had some TPU changes that I went, oh crap, I wish I'd have known that in the first place so that I was jamming the ELRS in between the O3 and the flight controller. And as it turns out, he had a slightly deeper TPU for the center LED so that I could put the ELRS under the flight controller.
Leo, come get it.
The problem was when I stacked the flight controller over the ELRS,
Leo.
I kept getting grounding issues when I put things back together. And I thought it was that, and I took it apart 3 times, and the third time I finally just said to hell with it and actually put the shrink wrap on. I was trying to use this silicone stuff that I have instead of shrink wrap because it would have taken less space. As it turns out, my other silicone thing that I have actually would have worked better. The white silicone, that one takes like 24 hours. This other thing is almost like silicone glue. In 20 minutes, it's pretty hard. But it's built specifically for chips. Ordered it off Amazon. It's sort of a clear liquid that you put over top of chips that encases them inside of silicone, and it's dielectric, so it's non-conductive, but it's literally to put on circuit boards to protect the chips. And one of the reasons I got that is because one of the challenges with FPV drones with all the solder points is landing in wet grass and things like that. So I got that silicone so that I could cover all the solder points once I got it done. So that was the idea. So anyways, I'm learning what works, what doesn't work. It's okay. It's okay. I've learned a lot, and I won't do something again. i.e., I'll actually use my Dremel and cut the damn screw off before I have a problem next time. In this case, the screws have already been shortened. My problem was he shipped it with 6mm screws, which were too short.
Oh.
And 8mm screws that I had were just a tad too long. I needed a 7mm, but you can't freaking order a an M2 7mm. I've looked around. I can't find them.
Is it possible to get an 8 or a 10 and just cut 1 or 2 millimeters off?
That's what I did. Is the ones I used were 8s, and I used my Dremel to cut them down.
Jason,
by then I had already caused the damage because I probably over tightened it.
Mirror Virginia Beach.
When I put the screws in the first time, when I finally did the motors, mine wouldn't snip.
So, Jason, how did the pickup go yesterday?
I tried to snip it, Ken. I couldn't get mine to snip. So since I'd bought the Dremel to try to clean the solder pad off from
Hi,
the
Jason.
freaking solder tip problem that I had that started this project in the first place,
Yeah.
I already had the Dremel,
Frustrating.
so it was easier to just use the Dremel and cut it off.
Rod,
So-
did you not think of adding a 1 mm washer?
Didn't have any. Didn't have any M2
I could have solved it.
washers, or I probably would have.
You could have gone.
I suppose I got
might-
I got nuts in there, but I think the nuts would have been probably 2 mm, so I'd have been back to the
So-
6 mm.
Yeah.
So, Jason, what are you up to?
I am on my way home. I just got finished with
Oh,
work.
great.
So, anyways, Mark, one half dozen the other. Like I
Yeah.
said, made a mistake, learned from it. Next time when I put them in the first time, it looked like they were tight, but I didn't really tighten the motors down because I had a feeling I was going to have to because I'd been bucking around with Betaflight trying to get everything up and working.
Uh-huh.
So when I finally got some of that fixed, I
So-
think I over tightened it finally, going,
Hmm.
okay, I'm done. And I finally really tightened them down and they
Do you,
hit the motors.
Jason? Do you solder? Do you make your own FPVs or no?
In that
Yes, I
case,
have.
perhaps
You have?
a lock washer would have been a good idea.
Yeah, don't disagree. Somebody tell me if they have washers for M.2s that I can order and send me the link.
Just look on eBay. You'll find them.
Yeah, I'm sure. I couldn't find
Uh,
M2 7mm screws anywhere.
Rod, ask.
They only
Miss-
do even numbers, I think.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
Well, ask
All the kids
Matt-
are all
It's
even
all right.
like-
Rod,
Hmm.
ask Maddie and maybe ask Jason. They both have experience in building what you're building.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know where all the sites are. I know where all the big sites
No,
are.
I'm saying instead of ordering from a website, if they have extra,
I even looked on I even looked on places like Lowe's and Home Depot. Nah.
Oh.
Screw Fix Direct.
so
No.
everything.
Fix Direct.
Are you getting
That's
wet over
a
there, Jason, or
company
what?
in the UK.
Oh. That's okay. I don't care. They can ship it
It's
here.
it's like a mail order tool company.
Are you
But
getting rain
no,
over
I
there,
mean
Jason?
most electronics suppliers will have them rather than do-it-yourself places.
If Radio Shack or Fry's.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, you know, I know where I didn't look that I probably should have looked, and they might actually have them.
Do you
It's
have
in the
RS
US.
Do you have RS components over there?
Newegg. Newegg is about the last big electronics
Being
warehouse in the US. Fry's is
Hmm.
gone. Radio Shack is gone.
Got Micro Center as well.
Yeah, that's true. Micro
there-
Center.
They just opened a store in Miami.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
great.
Forgot about Micro Center. I
I-
should remember Micro Center. There's one in Columbus, Ohio. I used to go to it all the time. But you're right.
They're actually
they're still
expanding. They're getting big.
they still exist. That's because the other ones went out of business.
is there Micro Center in Virginia Beach, Jason?
No Micro Center here.
Oh, okay.
The nearest one I think
Unfortunately,
is in
there's not.
Richmond or Alexandria is what Justin told me. He looked it
That's
up
why
for me.
everybody goes to Best Buy, unless you're lucky enough to be close to a Micro Center. Because
Yeah,
even
Micro
Fry's
Center's badass.
Fry's had great stores. They freaking carried goddamn everything, and I mean every little electronic part that you could think of. But they didn't
I-
have terrible amount of stores except for California.
Ken,
Anyways,
I
I gotta
don't
run, guys.
recommend using Timu if you're
No, no.
building a drone.
See you later.
Okay, Rod.
So everything going smoothly over there, Jason?
Yeah, it's good, On my way home, just had so in the fall and the spring seasons of the semester, we donate a youth league program to underprivileged kids of the CTEC Stores Elementary School, which is an Achievable Dream Foundation. And they come in and we give them a snack, like some pizza. We have a guest speaker come in, and today was the first day of it. So I taught them our STEM program. And then I'm also the flight instructor. And so I flew along with the other coach, all 12 kids. And the whole goal at the end of a 12-week period is to have them fly on their own. At the end of that 12-week period, they do like a showcase, like a recital on the flight skills that they learned over the 12-week period. And I pretty much turned everybody, you know, that I've coached into a flyer 5 minutes a week, sometimes a little bit more, you know, of flight time, and got them all their level 1 flyer certifications.
Cool.
Which is pretty cool, you know. And we donate this program to these kids. I mean, they would never afford to do it themselves. Some of them, I mean, today we had one kid that wouldn't fly. We just turned the wind speed down to 0, actually, and we had them walk on the net. But they conquered their fear. They were scared to even do that, you know. And so it's a huge, you know, testament to their ability and in building their confidence to do something like that, even to walk on the net, the safety net. So it's pretty cool. I teach this every fall and spring, with the exception of a few semesters that I did not do it because I was coaching high school wrestling.
What? You have a safety net? What a wimp!
Oh yeah, we do. In fact, where do you live?
You won't have one in you won't have one in Manchester.
Oh yeah, that's right. So there is I think it's called. There's something in Manchester. There's an indoor skydiving center there.
What, Manchester in the UK?
I think so.
I don't remember having seen one.
It's not iFly. It's marketed under a different name. Maybe just Google indoor skydiving.
I guess it is possible.
iFlyworld.com is the website, and then you could go to the UK ones. The UK ones, they're called something different. The one in the Ukraine is called like Flybox. The one in Tel Aviv is Fly Spot, I think. Shanghai's iFly. Singapore's iFly. Is it Shanghai? No, I'm thinking Singapore. iFly Dubai is iFly. So they're all SkyVenture wind tunnels, if you will.
We probably have got one somewhere. I mean,
yeah, I believe that SkyVenture has 3 wind tunnels there.
It's probably somewhere near the Trafford Centre where the indoor ski slope with real snow is.
Yeah.
But Mark, I think you could do it with a little help from Jason.
Mark, it's called iFly.
I can't say that I'm really all that bothered about it.
I actually found the one in Manchester.
Okay.
Wow, it's bright today.
You called it.
And is it at Trafford?
What's it called?
Trafford Way.
Hey?
What's it called?
iFly.
It is an iFly?
Yep.
All right, well, there you go. They rebranded. It was a different name before.
What's the address again?
I'm just looking at getting it back up. 9.
It's pretty awesome. Try it out.
Leisure Village.
I mean, if you go out there and be like, oh, yeah, Jason Laverius, we know Jason Laverius, they're going to be like, who?
Exactly.
Good
Yeah.
night, Ken.
We'll just say Jason.
Village where?
You know, yeah, Jason who?
Yeah, Jason from Virginia Beach. Everybody knows Jason from Virginia Beach.
Well, this
exactly.
We can say your Virginia Beach Center sent us here.
The funny thing is, I think that I'm actually the longest standing general manager of all the wind tunnels.
See you, Ken.
Yeah, like as in, I started working here in 2014.
It's behind the traffic
Everybody
center.
that's been in the business has
Yeah, that's what I said.
Done a different job. They're all
Where
different.
the indoor
better
ski slope.
things.
Okay.
Right.
I'm the only one that's long in the tooth, if you will.
Jason, how long you been a
Sir.
manager of a wind tunnel?
Since 2014.
Impressive. Well, I've been a
Yep.
manager of a wind tunnel since 2000 and
Here we go.
I know where this is going.
ow.
Yes, Jim. Yeah, Jim's drawing said Jason who?
Yeah, we've got one near us. Well, it's not near us, but it's at the O2.
What?
I fly.
What is it?
Indoor skydiving.
Indoor
Yeah, I
skydiving.
think there's one in Milton
Yeah,
Keynes.
There's one in Basingstoke.
Indoor skydiving.
just- Yeah,
Yeah,
just
no,
go in
no,
there
no,
and say
no.
Jason sent you.
Milton Keynes,
Everybody will know.
Basingstoke, London.
That's not skydiving.
That's what they call it.
It's a big indoor cylinder where they
Yeah, but it's
do
not
wind,
skydiving.
and you can
It's a
just
bloody
go,
big fan.
Yes.
Yeah. It's zero. It's a zero gravity.
Birmingham.
Magic.
They call it skydiving.
No, it's not zero gravity. It's we've got wind that's pushing you and holding you up, kind of like how you stick your hand outside the
Resistance.
car window. You know,
Yeah, well, definitely not skydiving because if you skydive inside a building, you're going to hit the floor very fast.
if you
Yeah.
if you can fly a drone, you can fly your body. For real. In fact, the
I'm-
funny thing is, it took me forever to learn how to fly inverted, upside down, feet like head down.
200 pound.
And my chief flight instructor, he's like, you know how you do small inputs? Because I was very like rigid and stiff. He goes, no, when you fly your drone, small inputs, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, just like that. And as soon as he said that, it like clicked. I was like, oh, well, there you go. You know, I was like, why don't you tell me that? It was like, you just started flying drones like 2 years ago. You know, or whenever it was.
It took a different way of explaining it. Virgil was like, "Oh, that's what you
What do
mean."
garages look like?
Yes,
Yeah.
Did you get that helmet fix that you were struggling with yesterday?
I did. What
You
I
know,
did
some
was
of
I
the- some
actually
of the
removed
easy-
the old piece, the old plastic piece. I took that off and I sewed it onto the new pad, and then it fit perfectly. I mean, because we knew that plastic insert fits, and the news insert it wasn't the right size. The holes weren't lined up. So
You know, some of the jobs that you think are going to be the simplest turn out to be the biggest pain in the ass.
post, yeah.
'Cause you thought
Yes.
that was going to be a 10-minute job, and it turned to be a couple hours.
Oh, dude, yeah. It's about 2 hours total. You know, whatever that stream was, I finally got it done at the end. I was thinking about just shutting it down and be like, all right, I got to do something different. I was like, all right, well, let's just try and see it. And I was like, I'm just gonna I'm cutting the insert out and re-sewing it back onto the new one. You know, which I guess from a standpoint of, I mean, I have the right tools to do that kind of work also. You know what I mean? It's not like it's
It's just crazy they would sell you an insert for a helmet, and then it doesn't actually fit in there. It's kind of weird.
well, what it is my son's got like one of the original, I guess, style helmets, and so they sent us, or he's got a newer helmet. His original helmet was the original, and then his instructor helmet is a newer version. So when they sent us the pad, it was an old version helmet that doesn't fit in the new version helmet, an old version liner, you know. So that's why
Right.
because they redid the I guess the insert screws for it, the hold down screws or the posts, you know. So, but yeah, I was like, I think the best way to do this is to do what I did. What I should have done though is cut them all both off, take the old piece, use that as a template for a new plastic insert, and then cut out a new insert. You know what I mean? I think that would have been better.
You could still do
But-
that.
No, I already installed the new one, and I'm not gonna take it out again because it was such a pain in the butt to do.
Oh shit!
I
I
guess
will.
now
I will not be on tomorrow. I've just decided I'm going to stay in bed all day.
Why is that?
It's Friday the 13th.
Oh,
In 10 minutes, it starts in 10 minutes for you.
Yep.
oh,
I look at it this way. Anything can't get any worse.
but usually is it Friday the 13th, not till October? Isn't that the super?
Oh, is it a superstition out there in England as well?
No, Andrew, Friday the 13th happens twice, normally around about twice a year.
Right.
Sometimes 3 times.
Well, it says Manchester Eye Fly indoor skydiving experience, 2 flights plus certificate.
Ooh.
Which it says is about an hour and a half. Is £70.
200 quid
Jason-
down here, apparently.
That's probably not a bad price.
Will be terrible price.
Echo, what's £70 in dollars?
Yeah, but unless you're gonna like make that
Echo, what's £70 in dollars?
I mean, I guess if it was one time thing you
Echo,
want to
you
go
ignorant
experience.
little bastard. Echo, what is £70 in dollars?
Fucking with those AIs, keep it up.
US dollars and 85 cents. So it's about $92, Jason.
I think he just got home.
All right.
No, he's left.
Who left? Oh, Jason.
Jason. Hi, Laura.
What can you see, Laura?
I see Laura in the chat.
Oh, she's in the chat now, is she?
Yes. If you take a look-see in YouTube chat. Are you okay?
Right. That's good, because that means she's in another room.
That's
Means
fine.
I can get away with- It means I can get away with saying this.
Okay.
70 quid, a lot of money, Andrew, when you can get it for free, just
Something
standing
wrong with
behind Laura.
You need a drink?
Now that's weird. Book online or call 02033, so a London number.
Hello.
Oh, interesting.
You thought you got away.
I wonder,
Even
is it?
though it's in Manchester.
I'm
And
wondering.
Kings and London and
Maybe it's a
Birmingham.
central number where the booking agent
Yeah.
is actually in the center of London.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's somebody's cell phone number
No, it's not.
that works there.
It's a landline number.
Who do you
Okay.
want?
I don't know. You said you were making pizzas.
All
ages-
of our
No, I
mobile
didn't. I actually
numbers
wanted
start
to.
in
No.
07.
Not at that point.
Okay.
Oh, I see. So I'm supposed to be psychic enough to know that when I ask you if you want pizza and you say no, it means not at that point, but I may want one in a couple of hours' time.
Yeah. You got to learn these things.
Yeah, it's your fault for actually putting the
David is
thought in her head
thinking
in the
about
first place.
pizza.
If you hadn't have mentioned it, she wouldn't have wanted one.
Yeah, Dominic, something's wrong with him. He's actually walking funny.
Oh no. Take him to the vet then.
What happened?
Something's going on with my dog, with Loki. He's just walking funny. He's like being real ginger the way he's walking.
Did he sleep wrong on the leg?
Has
No,
he
I'm
got
thinking
something
what he
stuck
did.
in
I
his
think
paw?
he jumped off something and hurt his back or something.
Or maybe he just strained a muscle and it'll be better in a couple of days.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I'm going to give him some drugs.
Because mine did it jumping off from the back patio up onto the back porch, leaping over
Now you
3
see?
steps.
Yeah, now you see, he's over there gingerly walking. Then all of a sudden, he just starts skipping over to me.
Just because he's hurt don't mean
Oh,
you got to insult him
or-
by calling him a ginger.
Or Joe, or he knows he could use this to get, treats.
Yeah,
Sympathy.
probably wants another treat.
Wants
Either
another
that or
one
he's
of
a
them,
big-
hemp treats.
I'm
Either
in
that or-
pain. Give me some CBD.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
due
Joe-
for one in a little while.
Joe's got him addicted to pain meds.
Yeah, it might be.
Now you got me curious, Sunstar. Hurricane.
They just showed Mandeville Lakefront still got water on it.
My favorite hurricane's Hurricane Higgins.
Well, my favorite still has to be 1991. Hit Florida.
Yeah, but you see, you Americans just don't know who Hurricane Higgins is.
Yep.
No.
He's a snooker player.
Oh.
The hell, snooker.
You don't know what snooker
Billiards.
is, you people.
How you mean, you people?
Yeah.
Snooker is like pool, only on a table twice as big with a lot more balls.
It's got more balls.
So
Explains why you guys like it so much.
So
Yeah.
Mark,
Like it has
odds,
21, 22
Got more
balls.
balls, so
altogether.
Justin's interested.
so odds still try snooker at the Olympics?
No,
Well, it'd be better than breakdancing.
that's true.
Dominic,
Takes
I
too
heard about
bloody
your
long.
breakdancer.
Oh, that's it's an embarrassment.
Australia's
Absolute
worst.
embarrassment.
That was interesting.
Australia's biggest shame of the last decade.
You have 15 reds worth 1 point each.
Yep.
And then the yellows 2, the greens 3, the browns 4, the blues 5, the pinks 6, and the blacks 7. And the idea is
147 is the maximum
is the
point you can
maximum.
get.
It's actually not. It's
Okay.
actually 154.
Oh, okay.
Because if your break starts with your opponent fouling the black, that gives you a 7-point start. And then you get 147 on top of that. But the idea is to pot a red, and then once you've potted a red, you have to pot a colour. And the idea is to get more points than your opponent through the game. But it's played on a 12-foot by 6-foot table.
Yeah.
So Pauline, that is.
Canada had a famous son snooker player. Not to mention alcoholic. Bill Werbinek. He was actually allowed to claim so many beers a day on his tax.
I was so worried about that Carter that was going to bring the Nevada 2 and fly low over all that water. Forgot about it. I haven't flown it yet with these new props on it, the Mazda Air Group.
So did Paul get in touch with that guy and cancel the order or what?
Cancel what order?
The smart controller.
eBay.
No, because I already paid for it.
Was this the one we told you not to buy this afternoon?
I don't remember.
God. The one off Facebook.
No.
No, he bought one off eBay.
eBay.
No, that was actually a Mini 4 Pro drone. Now he's bought himself a smart controller that he thought was the RC2, but is actually the same as the old smart controller that he's already got.
No. He has an RNC 2.
No, he's got an RC1.
Got
Not an
RC2.
He's got
There's
the
no need
second
to
one.
get
Joe
arsy
bought it.
about
No.
this.
No,
That's
he's
the
got
RC1.
an RC1, not an RC2. The
I got
So the one
RC1
you-
has
I get the
the
original
RC1
RC,
has no
and then the one Joe bought, which is an RC2, right?
no.
RC1.
It's an
Okay, that's a
RC1.
one. Okay.
No antennas. The RC2
There's
has
no-
antennas which make it look like the smart control that Paul's got, except that the RC2 is light grey and the smart controller Paul's got is dark grey.
Right. There's no need to get arsy about it.
I'm not, I'm just saying, explaining.
And there's no need to get RC2 either.
RC2 either. Yeah.
Or TDT. Or DT.
Arsey farcy, namby pamby.
Hmm.
That goes on and on and on that line. From the thin blue line.
Yep.
Laura's in the bedroom going, I'm going to bed hungry. You won't feed me. 30 bloody sixes, you can't feed herself.
Yeah.
Who said I loved you in the first place? Cool.
He did. So it's just drunk.
Can I open it and see?
Yeah.
Got a decent night's sleep tonight. She told me to sleep on the sofa.
I had a pork and stuffing muffin,
Oh, that sounds delicious.
followed by a tiramisu.
Good.
Yeah, you might be able to go on eBay and see if you could cancel and say you ordered, you thought it was a different controller. They might let it go.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to return it anyway. There's no point in you keeping it.
Is it returnable?
I keep blaming Kate when I have to do that. I say, sorry, but my partner ordered it and she's dyslexic.
Oh wow, that's low, Mark. That's real low.
She's yeah, but she's dyslexic.
It's Dallas.
No, it's perfectly all right because she is dyslexic.
Yeah, but you're still using her disability as an excuse at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm bilingual. I'm dyslexic in all languages.
Cancellation is pending.
It's all right. Quite often she orders something that she shouldn't order. I says, why did you order that? It says parts are not working. She said, well, I didn't know.
I put in there, it's the wrong controller. I wanted the RC2, not the RC1.
No, it's not an
Yeah.
RC1, it's a smart controller. The RC1 is completely different. What you've bought is the smart controller.
Still
That's
doesn't
what-
want it.
That's what it's called, not the RC1. So you want an RC2, not the smart controller.
Writing all this down, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, peanut gallery. What do you call that?
That's the original
That's smart controller.
It's
That's
just
an
smart.
RC
Controller.
smart controller, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is the one Joe bought me. What do you call that?
That's the
RC1.
RC1. Well, it's just
DGI-RC.
RC. They don't put a one after it, but yeah.
Yeah. There's a DJI RC. And
This is the one
next
I
one's the
fly with
RC2.
because it's got 1,000 nits,
hmm
and this one's only got 700 nits. So if you're out in the sun, hard to
It's not,
see.
it's not
I'll
a
just-
massive difference.
Just don't fly in the sun then.
Yeah,
Exactly. That answers the question.
but when you're flying ships, that's kind of hard to do. Well, once in a while.
Sit in your tailgate and use the shadow.
Did you guys see the ship I went and got?
Yeah.
That's just a smaller
We-
cruise
we
ship.
see the
This
one
one's
you
the big
missed.
one. That's a different cruise line.
You got two ships or one? Just one, right?
Just the one, yep.
Yeah, because I was saying there's no way you got that first ship.
Well, there's actually two regular ships went by, then that one. There was two downbound. This one
Yeah,
was
the
up.
first one was quick. I didn't see the second one.
Daryl says his master air screw props are waiting at the house. He's on the road.
That's what drone?
I don't know what drone he's got the master air screw for. What drone are you talking about, Daryl?
The Avata 2.
The Avata 2. Okay.
Yeah, just right there.
Yep.
That's the master air screw props.
He's going to be putting them on when he gets home tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Now, have you flown
Yep.
that yet, Joe?
No, they haven't flown it yet because we had the hurricane. But I'll fly it tomorrow.
That's no excuse.
Yeah. I'll put this Mavic 3 handle 52-mile-an-hour winds a day. I don't think that would have.
Later, Brenda. Have a good night.
Good night, Brenda.
Night, Brenda.
Good night.
Brenda leaving?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Brenda.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to fly the Mavic 3 today. I turned that sucker on and it got like 3 satellites and it wasn't getting any more satellites. Just sat there. Then all of a sudden it got to 10, then it got to 12. I flew it and I was at 14 when I flew it. When I went to the second base, I turned it on, I got 26.
Yes.
Figure that out, you know?
Mm.
So I was out over Lake Pontchartrain in 52-mile-an-hour winds with 14 satellites about 100 yards off the shore.
Mm.
That was brave. That was all brave.
Yeah, we usually get between 25 and 30 satellites.
Yeah.
Joe would have had more, but they got blew away.
Hmm.
Wouldn't doubt it.
I think it goes up to about 34 maximum.
I think I've seen
Sort of.
31 or 32, but I
Yeah.
had glow nuts as well.
So David, what did you do today?
Had a fight with Laura's computer, had a fight with my computer, lost them both, and
Yeah.
had
I
a
was
fight
gonna
with
say you
Amazon
had
and
a fight
won.
with Laura.
Me and Laura don't fight much.
Yeah, not much. I knew that's I've heard her in the background when she starts yelling at you. And it's not as nice as shut up, Jen.
Oh, she talks different to him?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it's not so much fighting, it's more of David just submitting.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know nothing. What
so
you
he has to
talking
bow
about?
down to the princess. I get it. Okay.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
You
You
bow
notice
down.
she always gets what she wants at the end of the day.
Well, she doesn't.
She
Mhm.
got the elite.
Case in point, the controller.
Case in
Uh,
point, it was too good of an opportunity to miss at the price it was at, and the fact it come with a 24-month warranty.
You ain't gotta give me excuses.
Yeah, but that warranty doesn't include throwing it at a wall
Well, she doesn't do that.
or throwing it at a David.
No, she the only one she throws at the wall is David.
Well, see, the Elite's even more dangerous when you throw it because it's got removable parts. So you end up with a bunch of shrapnel.
It's quite fucking heavy.
Mm.
So, one item that she got.
All right, finally, Platinum 3. Jesus, it took forever.
Snoring for down there. And a dog snoring on the floor.
Who's on the floor?
Tino, he's snoring over there.
How about your other dog? Is she doing better or what?
Well, Loki was acting funny standing over there like he was having problems walking. And I said, come here. And he like took a step and come here. Wouldn't took a half a step. And I just put my hand down there and all of a sudden he just runs over to me. Are you constipated? That's kind of what it looks like. Looks like he's got to go and he can't or something. Hey, he's actually, what I'm saying, the way he's looking, he's actually got like a little dazed look.
Maybe he got into the treats.
No, he didn't get into the treats. What is it?
Well, that didn't sound good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something
That
going
sound-
on.
That sounded tender.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah, either pulled some or it's possibly he's got a cut on the bottom of his foot.
No,
It
it's
went
not. I was rubbing him on his jaw. Must be a tooth.
Well, that won't be that.
You okay? Yeah, because he's usually livelier than this. I knew something was up. But he yiped I was rubbing him right under his jaw, and he yiped as he was getting up. So he could have like a strain, something.
Yeah, it could be a strained ligament or a muscle or whatever.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Not good. So there's nothing worse than you're a family member, especially a four-legged family member, that doesn't feel well. Because you feel for them, you know?
Yep.
And they can't tell you what's wrong.
And they're not covered on your medical insurance.
No, you can get pet insurance over here.
Yeah,
You can
my
get
other
it
two
here.
are
I have
covered.
no idea.
Yeah, but only if you get it while they're still young.
Yeah, you can get it over here. I don't know what the fuck it costs, but if it's anything like regular medical insurance, probably through the fucking roof.
It cost me for Cleo and Tina $145 a month.
The last time I looked, I think for the cat it would have been £23 a month. But I can't get it because they're both 13 years old.
Yeah.
So they won't insure them.
Right. I mean, honestly, a pet that age, it's going to end up being a money pit for them. That's why they don't want to.
But then again, I've only ever taken the cat to the vet once, and I've never taken the dog to the vet. So, you know, I mean, how does it go? Although I admit the dog had to have an eye out before we got her. But
Yeah, I think it's a strain because of the way he's walking around good, but he's ginger when he's laying down and getting up. He's probably pulled a muscle somewhere.
probably just old age.
It could be bursitis or something. He's going on 10.
Nothing worse than pulling a muscle at old age.
Mm.
Oh, never mind, I'm not saying it.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
That's why I can't say it. Because the disclaimer wouldn't work for me.
By the way, has anybody else got the new Zoom?
New what?
I don't know.
The new look of Zoom.
I don't know.
It's now called Zoom Workplace, and it looks like a pile of shite.
Yeah, it's been like that over here for a while.
Yeah, mine updated that ages ago. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's now a glowing green.
Yeah, and you can actually set your own background panel color too behind the panel. There's all kinds of new features in there. I got that update like a couple months ago.
I'll be honest, I don't really give a shit about the background. I just don't like
the thing
that
is it doesn't
everything's like an luminous green. So
it doesn't show everybody. Like if I put my background on, everybody can't see it. Like it doesn't come up for the whole panel. I don't know if Paul sets it. It might. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like they've bunched everyone together, and those at the top and the bottom have curved corners. Everyone else is a straight, flat corner. It's just weird.
Yeah, because I mentioned that like a month or two ago when they first did it, when we first got it. It was all different when I logged
And the
in.
leave button is now an emergency exit sign.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a thing for a minute now.
Why can't they just leave things alone?
Exactly.
It worked. Leave it alone.
Well, YouTube changed as well.
Oh, I've got to go on YouTube. Now I've got 3 videos, 3 shorts, 3 videos, 3 shorts, 3 videos, and there's no structure to the layout. It just everything's all over the
Yeah.
place.
Mm.
Again, leave things alone. Pack it in.
Hmm.
I'm with Paul on this. Leave things alone. We're used to it. It works.
Johnny went live for 22 seconds.
Yeah, I
and
saw
all
that.
It was a gray screen. I have no idea what that was.
Reflection off his head or what?
And I have no idea what he was doing. I didn't even get a notification that he went live.
I saw the notification. That's why I clicked it. It didn't last long.
22 seconds, and all it is a gray screen. It's like he was testing out Twitter or something.
Yeah. I can't check other streams while I'm on one stream because it just cuts you off on the phone.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, I see Pamela
What the
is
hell just
doing-
changed my
is doing
background?
much better now. huh?
Yeah. Someone just changed the background.
Who?
Oh, you guys can actually see that? Before it wouldn't come up when you would set it.
Yep, someone changed it. Here's Johnny again.
He's up again?
Okay, how do you change
Yeah,
that?
he's up again.
So how do you change the background?
Prism. Yeah, he's got Prism on the screen at the moment.
Hold on. Trying to.
Is Johnny going on because Ray isn't on?
Probably, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
How did I do that?
No,
Well, there's a
Johnny's just
couple other
playing
guys
with.
gonna go on, aren't they?
A bloody good question.
There you go.
Got 4 watching already. Yep, he's going up.
Yeah, he's flying. Shoot. I've seen him fly. Watch out, roof.
I can't remember how I did it. Shit. Hold on.
What the hell is?
Yeah. Yeah, he's just flying his drone.
Hey, can you hear me? Good, Dominic.
Oh. Everybody's
90
in.
people in the chat. Everybody's in the chat, and he says Dominic. The only one he's
Yeah, I know.
$8. Wait, give me that finger. Where's that finger?
No, he
never
said
mind.
Captain Joe.
Now I gotta take it back. Sorry.
He said hello, Captain Joe.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so you can,
Yeah, you
it's
got a
better
point.
than a freaking black background.
Today we got sunshine.
I like that background. Yeah.
At least
Very,
this stream's
very
got
creepy.
some color to it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The little blue bubbles. Bubbles.
Oh, two.
Tiny bubbles in the wine.
Look at this. Under the sea. Under the sea.
Fuck did I find
That fish
at?
got a little bit too much radiation over there.
Yeah.
There you go, Paul. Christmassy for you.
Yeah.
Oh, the weather outside is like.
That's better.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not bad. There's a little bit of color in the background. Oh, that's too much.
Just got to disappear for a minute.
Oh, what the
That's
hell is
better.
that?
I like that one.
Apparently, you can set
That's a lot better.
transparency. It just blurs every fucker out.
Yeah, no, it just it's got that little, because I've got a yellow background, it's got a very a Jesus Christ feel to it.
He's wiped Justin out. Joe's got no background. All we can see is Mark's eye. Oh,
Dominic's all holy over there.
Now, that
Yeah.
one looks good right there, just nice and.
Yeah, it's simple.
And Paul froze up. There you go.
He froze up in disbelief.
Yeah, it's not anticipation, it's disbelief. Yes.
Right, Paul.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to change it yourself, it's at the top next to where it says YouTube, where they fucking moved it. All right.
Don't tell him.
And it says view, and you click that, and then
Oh, set meeting
it's got
wallpaper.
set
yeah.
meeting wallpaper, and you can change the theme.
Like that.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
who did that one?
Flamingo. No, that's better. There. That works perfectly.
They need to make it to where you can upload your own though. About time they add that feature.
Oh,
'Cause that
that's
hasn't-
better. Yeah.
There you go. Now
We're in the
desert.
wild, wild west.
Now like you said, setting your own background would be great with that transparency.
Yeah, and then you just have floating heads.
You don't know when you change the backgrounds, we cannot see them on YouTube. What, really?
Oh,
Well, what the hell's the point of them?
exactly. None.
Boring.
If there's no reason, well, just keep it with black then.
Yeah, the whole time you were changing them, nobody can see them on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't like the
Shit
fact
is
that
that?
now Zoom has this massive zoom at the bottom on YouTube as well that you can't remove.
Hmm.
That's a cool looking sky Johnny's got.
Yeah, it is. So it could be a good sunset to come up.
He got about an hour before the sunset.
Hmm. Yeah,
At
a
least
couple of
40
batteries.
minutes. See what time
Change
sunset
batteries.
is. What's he flying?
Femi Mini 3.
That's what he's flying?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh. Orby says a 3 for $5 mixing match.
Hey,
No.
hey, Joe, this wasn't you in boot camp, was it?
No.
What the fuck are you even doing here? Sir, I got lost on the way to college, sir!
I might have done that a couple of times to people.
So that's the
What do
real
you-
story behind Joe, huh?
He said, I got lost but on the way to college, sir. No, there was a couple of guys that were doing a video and they were retired drill sergeants that had just recently retired, both of them. And they were doing videos on the different movies from different eras with the way drill sergeants act.
Yeah.
And they were saying, what's his name from Full Metal Jacket? They said, oh, yeah, that time era, that definitely would have been the way that he would have been. But he was also a drill sergeant in real life, though, too. So he already knew the part when he went into that movie.
Joe, were you a drill sergeant or no?
No. Nope.
Just a grunt, huh?
No. I was just a recruit. I went to Marine Corps band first.
I'm not a drill sergeant, but I like playing with a drill when Justin wants to play Fortnite.
Bastard.
I did Marine Corps band first. Started working in supply administration. After supply administration, did hand-to-hand combat for a while. And then I went back into supply administration and purchasing.
Well,
You
today,
know, I had a government purchasing contract, the MOS, the government purchasing and supply administration when I got out. And the purchasing one, like I said, I could have stayed in Hawaii. If I knew my wife was going to do what she did, I should have stayed in Hawaii. I'd have lived there. I'd have had my house. I'd have been working for IBM.
today we had the first unprofessional astronaut, non-professional astronaut in space.
Oh,
So
great.
someone's used AI
Guys, I'm jumping off. I'll catch y'all
and they
later.
put
Yeah,
cockatiels
What,
they put cockatiels in space.
you guys all leaving?
Yeah,
I'll
I think
take it off.
I'll finish what David was looking at, and then I'm going to head out too.
Yeah, just showing cockatiels in space.
Yes, that sounds like a great
Well,
movie.
Pretty
how
sure
do-
the
how would-
Russians
how would
probably
how would
already
a
did
bird
that.
actually, if you were to put it in the capsule, handle weightlessness?
They probably freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, wouldn't they? You know,
Probably
they'd
kill themselves freaking the hell out.
be tumbling and all kinds of stuff, right?
No,
Yeah,
it
there's
would just
no-
float. It would just go splat against the window.
But I'm sure it would probably struggle around because it doesn't know what it's
Yeah,
experiencing.
got no air.
It would just keep going upwards because that's what birds do. They fly.
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is the bird would probably struggle and flap its wings, assuming it's in the air, but it's not understanding the weightlessness. So it'd
Exactly.
probably kill itself by overexerting itself trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Either that, or you're right. It would just totally freak out.
Well, put
'Cause
it
you
this
gotta
way:
think,
when you put cockatiels in the car, all you get is pretty bad, wait, whoa, pretty bad, wait, whoa, pretty bad, wait, whoa, all the way to your destination.
I mean, most animals wouldn't know how to experience that because they wouldn't
No,
have
like dog or cat or whatever.
they wouldn't have
be
a mental understanding of what they're experiencing.
right.
Where a human understands what's going on around them and is aware of what's going on, where an animal wouldn't be aware of that. So they would probably struggle and freak the fuck out and end up killing themselves from overexertion. Probably wouldn't be a good thing at the end of the day. But I'm pretty sure the Russians didn't they send a lot of animals up into space? And they send like monkeys and dogs and all
I
kinds
don't
of shit.
know. Well, they used to strap monkeys in, didn't they?
I think they sent a dog up there too.
China actually sent rats to Mars, which unfortunately for Donald caught him out one night.
Yeah, the
He
rats
said
on
there was
Mars.
definitely no rats on Mars, and I was like, "Oh yes, there is."
It's been verified. Yep.
Yeah, they may be
I'll
dead,
check
but
out
there's
later.
rats on Mars.
Yep. And on that bombshell, I think
Later.
we can end the show on the rats on Mars.
Yep, and I'm off to the sofa.
You're heading to the
Later.
sofa?
Yeah, Laura's banned me from the bedroom. Something I said apparently.
Oh, okay. Well,
See you all tomorrow.
good night.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check my car. Make sure I got some new newspaper in it to dry out. And
Because
roll the
fine,
windows
you're
up all the
swimming
way
with the
tonight.
fishes.
Okay, everybody. Hey, Mark, Joe, David, we'll see you in the morning.